Hello learners, welcome back to my channel Shraddha's Physics. In this part we will see the Lagrangian equation from the Hamilton's principle. That is basically here we will consider the Hamilton's principle, and from that Hamilton's principle we will deduce the Lagrangian equation of motion. So let us now start our topic. So let us consider the Lagrangian L. Lagrangian L. It is a function of the generalized coordinate. So the generalized coordinates here we will consider the generalized coordinates to be q case, that is q1, q2, q3, so on, that is maybe x, y, z coordinate, and similarly we can write these are your generalized coordinate, and we have to consider for the Lagrangian function here the generalized velocity also, the generalized velocities. So the generalized velocities can be written as this is your simply dq by dt, or simply I can write this is your qk dots. Okay, so there are number of coordinates are here. So there are generalized coordinate, that is qk's, and generalized velocities can be represented as qk dots, and also here the time coordinate is present. So here the time coordinate, so that is your t. That is simply we can write this Lagrangian will be equal to, it is the function of q1, q2, so on up to qk. Okay, and also q1 coordinate is present, and your q1 dot, q2 dot, these are your velocity component, and so on up to qk dot, and so on qn dot, and also the time coordinate is present. So basically this is the representation of the Lagrangian. Now if I will consider this Lagrangian, it will not depend on the time explicitly, that is if I will write if the Lagrangian L, the Lagrangian L does not depend on, it does not depend on the time t explicitly, time t explicitly, then this function can be written as, that is this Lagrangian, we can write this is equal to, then L equal to simply function of q and q dot. So t is not present here in this function. Now from this expression, if I will take the small variation in the Lagrangian, so we can write this delta L, we can write this is equal to sum over k equal to 1 to n, that is all the coordinates. For all the coordinates here I will write k equal to 1 to n. This will be dou L by dou qk into delta qk plus sum over k equal to 1 to n delta L divided by dou qk dot into delta qk dot. Okay, so this is the representation of the small variation of the Lagrangian. Now if I will just integrate with respect to the time, that is when time varies from t equal to t1 to t2. So if I will integrate, so integrating both sides, if I will integrate from both sides from t equal to t1 to t equal to t2, then we can simply write this is your integration over t1 to t2 delta L dt, that is equal to integration over t1 to t2. This will be the first term will be sum over k equal to 1 to n dou L divided by dou qk into delta qk, and for the integration I have to write dt. Okay, plus the second term, that is from t1 to t2 integration, the sum over k equal to 1 to n dou L by dou qk dot into delta qk dot into, for the integration I have to write dt. But if I will use the Hamilton's principle, then delta L dt equal to 0. That is, since we know from the Hamilton's principle, if this L dt integration, it will give the extremum value, that is your stationary value, then this delta L dt, that will gives you 0. Delta L dt, that will give you 0 result. So this is your Hamilton's principle. Now if I'll use this Hamilton's principle, so according to Hamilton's principle, this is your Hamilton's principle, we can write delta of integration L dt, that is from t1 to t2, it is equal to 0. So in place of this delta L dt equal to 0, simply we can write, you can see from this expression, if this delta L dt equal to 0, then this right hand side term will also equal to 0, that is dou L by dou qk into delta qk dt, plus this is your delta L by delta qk dot into delta qk dot dt. Okay, so now this can be written as, so that in place we can write the integration over t1 to t2, this is your sum over k dou L by dou qk into delta qk dt, plus the second term integration over t1 to t2, this is your k equal to 1 to n, sum over k equal to 1 to n dou L by dou qk dot into delta qk dot into dt, this is also equal to 0. Okay, we can write like this. Now also we know this expression, that is this delta qk dot, we can write this as, let me write this delta qk dot, it can be written as equal to, this is your d by dt of delta qk, this can be written like this. So now if I substitute this value, now this will simply becomes, all the term remain as it is. So simply in place of delta qk dot, I will write this much, or we can write integration over t1 to t2 sum over k, k means this is your k equal to 1 to n dou L by dou qk into delta qk dt, plus this will be integration over t1 to t2 sum over k, this will be del L by del qk dot, and in place of delta qk dot I will simply write this is d by dt of delta qk, and here the dt term is present and that is equal to 0. Now you can see in this second term, in the second term you can see this is one function and this one is another function. So if you write this function as suppose u and this function is suppose v, now I can use integration by parts. So now let us do this is, or we can write the first term will remain as it is, integration over t1 to t2, the sum over k dou L by dou qk into delta qk dt, this is your sum over, okay, delta qk dt, plus this will be sum over k, if I will apply integration by parts, this will be dou L by dou qk dot will remain as it is, that is u into integration v ds. If you can remember, let me just write again the integration by parts rule. If there are two functions, that is u1 v, and you have to integrate this u v with respect to dx, that is equal to u integration v dx minus integration dou u by dou x into integration v dx whole into dx. Okay, now in this case if we will apply this rule, so now this will becomes, just a minute, okay, now you can see one is u, another one is v. So if I write this is your u, and sorry, this is your v dx. Okay, so since here we are considering dt, so in place of x we have to just write dt. Okay, now this is your u, del L by del qk dot is remain here, and if I'll take the integration of this term v, so dt get cancelled. If I'll just read dt get cancelled, so integration of this first term, that is d of delta qk term, that will give your delta qk. Since you know integration of dx, that will give ex. Similarly, integration of d of delta qk, it will simply give your delta qk. So now if this dt get cancelled, now simply by integrating delta qk, you will get delta qk simply. Okay, now you have to put the limit t1 to t2 minus the second term, that is this much. Now for this you have to write the integration from t1 to t2. this will be d by dt of, I will write this in place of dou by dou x, I will write d by dt of u means your del L by del QK dot. So here I have to write dou L by dou QK dot. Okay, now this will be integration v dx. Again this part, when you have to integrate this much term, so then dt get cancelled. The integration of d of delta QK will give you delta QK simply. So now we can write this is into delta QK and the dt term is present here. So let me write dt, the bracket close. So simply here we have substituted the integration by parts rule and this is equal to 0. And also you know at the end point, okay, from the Hamilton's principle, what we have considered, suppose these are the two actual paths. Let me draw. Suppose these are the 2 point A and B and this is your actual path. So you can join any path from A to B. So you can draw any path from A to B. But at the point A and B, you have to consider delta R equal to 0. That is here for every path the change in displacement is 0. And also at the point B, you can see the change in displacement, that is the position change in these two different paths will be equal to 0. So at the end point A and B, the delta R or delta QK equal to 0. Okay, so now if I'll apply this rule, that is delta QK equal to 0, then delta QK at any time t1, that will be equal to 0, and also delta QK at t2, that is also equal to 0, because you know at the end point A, delta t equal to 0 at the point A, and at the end point B, delta t equal to 0 and delta R equal to 0. So simply by applying this rule, now you can write, so you can see here at this point, if I'll apply delta QK of T2, if I'll put just the upper limit as well as the lower limit, delta QK of T2 minus delta QK of T1, so that value goes to 0. So simply I can write this term goes to 0. Why? Because let me write at the end point, at the end points of the path, at the end points of the path, at the time T1 and T2, the coordinates must have definite values, that is QK of T1 and QK of T2 respectively. Okay, so that we can write, that is QK of T1 equal to QK of T2 delta QK. Okay, delta QK of T1 equal to delta QK of T2, that is equal to 0. Now only the two term will present, so we can write, or this will be integration from T1 to T2, the sum over K dou L by dou QK into delta QK dt minus integration over T1 to T2 d by dt, sum over d by dt of dou L by dou QK dot into delta QK into dt. Now you can see this expression, this is your delta QK into dt, so this will be simply delta QK into dt and that is equal to 0. Okay, now here if I'll take common the integration sign, so simply taking integration sign common, this is from T1 to T2, and also taking summation sign common, I have taken common this summation sign, this is from K as well as this is from sum over K, and also you can see this delta QK dt is present here, and also here in the first term and second term delta QK dt is present. So simply I can write dou L by dou QK in the first term minus this is your d by dt of, in the second term this is dou L by dou QK dot. Okay, and here the common term will be delta qk into dt, and that is equal to 0. Okay, we can write like this. If I will take common the integration sign as well as delta qk dt from the both the part, so here simply we can write like this. But we know for the holonomic system, the generalized coordinates, for holonomic system, the generalized coordinates, so the generalized coordinates means qk. Okay, so the generalized coordinates means qk's, and here delta qk, if I will consider, they are independent of each other. They are independent of each other. That is, this change is independent of each other. So basically we can say that, so the coefficient of delta qk, so the coefficient of delta qk must vanish. So simply if you will see in this expression, if you will see, so in this expression, if this delta qk coefficient, that is this bracketed term, this equal to 0 for the holonomic system, this generalized coordinate, this delta qk, it is independent. So simply we can consider the coefficient of this delta qk term, so this term goes to 0. So simply now we can write this will be del L by del qk minus d by dt of del L by del qk dot equal to 0, or simply taking the negative sign common, so when it will goes to the right hand side, this is simply 0. So I can write d by dt of del L by del qk dot minus del L by del qk equal to 0, taking the negative sign simply common. So I can write like this. So we can write d by dt of dou L by dou qk dot minus dou L by dou qk, that is equal to 0. And where we can write this k equal to 1, 2, 3 and so on up to n. These are called the generalized coordinates. These are called the generalized coordinates. And this equation is known as the Lagrangian equations of motion. This is called the Lagrange's equation of motion. So in this way you can calculate the Lagrangian equation of motion from the Hamilton's principle. That is, simply you have to take delta L dt to be 0, so that finally you can calculate the Lagrangian equation. So this is all for today. If you have any doubt, can ask me in the comment section. Thank you all.